Imagine being young, far from everything familiar, and suddenly life places you in rooms you never thought you'd stand in. That was Esther. She wasn't born into power. She didn't grow up thinking she'd ever be important. She was just Esther, an ordinary girl raised by her cousin, trying to survive in a world that didn't always treat people like her kindly. But life shifted. One day, Esther was chosen to become queen, not because she fought for it, not because she had a grand plan, but because purpose has a way of finding you even when you're not looking. Still, she kept her identity quiet. She stayed humble. She moved with wisdom. She listened. And then, the moment came. A law was passed that put her people in danger. A whole community facing destruction. Imagine the weight of that, knowing you're the only one close enough to speak up, but also knowing that speaking up could cost you everything. Esther froze. She felt fear. She hesitated. She had the same "God, why me" moment that so many of us have when purpose feels bigger than our confidence. And then her cousin Mordecai said something that changed everything. "What if you were made for such a time as this?" Those words woke her up inside. She realized purpose isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it's risky. Sometimes it stretches you. Sometimes it asks for courage you didn't know you had. So Esther made a choice. She didn't run. She didn't hide. She said, "If I perish, I perish." She walked into the king's court, a place you couldn't enter without permission, her heart racing, her hands probably shaking, but her purpose was louder than her fear. And the king welcomed her, because when God goes before you, doors open that should have stayed closed. Esther spoke up. She saved her people, and she stepped fully into who she was always meant to be. The story of Esther reminds us that sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is simply say yes when purpose calls your name. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel strong. You just need to show up, like Esther did. And maybe, just maybe, you too were made for such a time as this.